So in my chamber, like there's the halogenerator, which pretty much it grinds the fine salt and then grinds the salt into, what is it, 0.1 micron size, and then has a fan to blow it into the chamber. Is that correct?
Yeah, and for the essence, it's a very, the components, obviously people know that salt can be corrosive. So the stainless steel and all the components that help build the device where we build the medical device piece is pretty basic in terms of understanding the elements of creating a aerosol. But again, it's dry. So a lot of aerosols, like a steroid inhaler, have some liquid ability, and there's like wet saline solution. So it is dry, and that's what distinguishes it from other salt therapies. So that's the first key factor. The second one is how small the salt particles are. And then the third factor is the cubic volume of air that you're filling in. So in that salt booth, that salt chamber, that you have, a session can be as effective in 10 minutes or less. You can adjust the concentration, so people, like anything else, right? You adjust certain elements that you put into your body. Some people respond with very low concentrations. Some people like higher concentrations. What a lot of people don't understand is that there's a benefit to the skin being exposed. A lot of people that have eczema and psoriasis, these particles, to your point, are less than a micron in size. Your hair, just to give you a metaphor, is about 50 microns in diameter. So when you're talking about 1 micron and smaller, you really need a light to really see it a lot, right? So that's what gets deep in. And so it's only 10 minutes or less for people. And that's why in a salt room that a lot of spas and fitness places have salt rooms where they're even doing salted yoga in a large room. So while you're doing yoga and doing breath work, you're actually benefiting by the salt air. Those could be more of a 45-minute session. So it's not that more is better. It's just that you don't have the same amount of cubic volume of air to fill, and that booth fills up fairly quickly, and you can do a session in a few minutes in a day, and just like you do other rituals or protocols that you do.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, but one thing I noticed in my chamber is when I fill the little holder with salt that has the little grinder in it, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. I'm the kind of guy where I buy something and I just jump right in. I don't even read the manual, which probably isn't good.
Right.
But
right.
What I noticed is it runs for about 5, maybe 6 minutes, and then it runs out of salt in the chamber. Can I just sit in there for another 5? Because I noticed when I open the door, it's like a cloud goes out.
Yeah, you want to get the right programming. So, those particles of salt are so small, they stay suspended in the air. So even when you stop generating some of the dry salt aerosol, you still have that aerosol in the air suspended. And so you don't need to be going through a lot of waste of salt. So there's different ways you can program it. So you have those bars where you can increase the grinder or the fan speed. And that's what regulates how much salt is getting into the unit over a period of time. So you have up to like 9 programs that you could store in its memory. And we can kind of walk you through, or somebody on my staff can kind of give you different settings to try so that you get the right settings and how much salt you should use. Because it sounds like you're putting in, you just got to put in the right amount of salt in there. So, but
okay.
following the manual is a useful thing, right?
Right. I think I fill it up to the fan, but yeah, I'm probably running it full bore, which is why I'm blasting through it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So anyhow, but that's what was unique about that. We were at the biohacking conference in Beverly Hills earlier this year with Dave Osprey, who has a salt booth. And, it's amazing about how many people just don't know about this, and part of this is getting a lot more awareness, which is, I know, one of the reasons why we're talking, because a lot of people don't hear about it, but people are seeing salt rooms, or some being called salt caves, because of how they're decorated. And a lot of them are very cool, with Himalayan salt on the floor and backlights, but all that is for the ambiance. There's people think that if you have a Himalayan salt lamp, it's doing something, but that's more of a myth and false information. It's really, you need a halogenerator. Without that, you don't have that halotherapy.
Yeah.